Well, it's Christmas season once again, so that means it's time for the wave of yearly mandated Hollywood movies to hit our screens. And to be honest, it's been a while since I found any meaningful enjoyment out of one of these, so my expectations were not very high. Like and subscribe if you're new, and check out the rest of the channel, and let me know what you think. Let's dive into Red 1. Santa is abducted by an evil holiday witch who vows to eliminate every naughty boy and girl from the planet forever. Red 1 boasts a magical, mythical buddy cop romp through the world of holiday cheer and Christmas legends with Dwayne Johnson and Chris Evans at the helm. So how is it? Well, I'll be frank. I thought these trailers were awful. I thought this movie looked downright terrible, and I had no interest in seeing it whatsoever. That being said, it's not great, but I was genuinely surprised that it was not the worst movie I've seen this year. Listen, this movie is fine. It stacks up a lot with every other forgettable Christmas movie that came before it. In its defense, it's really hard to make a really good holiday film, I feel like. There are like 5 that I would consider good, if that. And there are a few enjoyable aspects to this movie, which honestly is a phrase I didn't think I would even utter going into it. But mostly it's pretty dull, to say the least. I gotta say, I like Chris Evans in this. I mean, he's not great, but I like him playing an asshole. He's very good at it. It's also refreshing considering how long he submitted himself to the Captain America role. Evans plays a hacker/bounty hunter who unknowingly took a job from an unknown buyer to uncover Santa's location. He's then wrangled into a rescue mission by Santa's closest bodyguard, Cal, played by Johnson. Evans is cool, he's stealthy, witty, sarcastic, everything you'd want from a selfish, irresponsible con man type. He also plays a father who has a very estranged relationship with his son, and he's kind of a bad influence on him. And their interactions are great, even though we only get really a couple scenes with them together. Dwayne Johnson is, he's Dwayne Johnson. I don't know. There's not really a lot to say. It's just The Rock playing The Rock, doing The Rock things. All of his movies really just run together for me at this point. His chemistry with Evans' character is pretty good. They bounce off each other pretty well. They have a few funny interactions sprinkled throughout the movie, but other than that, there's nothing to really shout from the rooftops about this performance. Honestly, my favorite performance in this film was from Kiernan Shipka as Grilla. She was great. She commands every scene she's in and just emanates this aura of confidence every time you see her. The story for this film, it's pretty straightforward. It's a Christmas caper movie, you know. Santa gets kidnapped, they have to go and rescue him and save Christmas and deliver the presents on Christmas Eve. But there are some unique, sort of creative elements around this narrative that kind of provide for an interesting watch for this movie. Kiernan Shipka, she plays Grilla. She's a Christmas witch, as mentioned, who wants to rid the world of naughty listers for good. She plans a heist with her children, who are also shapeshifters, to kidnap Santa and use his power to create snow globes that act as prisons for all the people on the naughty list. And it's interesting. I mean, at one point you even visit Krampus and the village he resides in, and I feel like more than most Christmas movies, this movie kind of delves into deeper Christmas and holiday lore, which was a welcome surprise. Even though it's not great, there are some interesting elements to be had throughout the duration of this film. Other than that, it's a pretty basic Christmas narrative, and that's about it. The biggest negative for this film for me, honestly, was the CGI. It's pretty awful. There are action sequences where Evans or Johnson are doing some wild, gravity-defying acrobatics in the middle of fight scenes, and almost all of these scenes you can clearly tell where the CGI doubles come into play. I mean, there are so many moments in this movie involving a rubbery, completely animated Dwayne Johnson. It's really, really bad. I don't remember what the budget for this movie is, but like, they really could have allocated more to the effects budget because it is terrible. This movie altogether, I mean, it is what it is. I'll probably never watch it again. I'm not even sure I'm happy having watched it this time. But there are some cool and a couple funny moments throughout. It's certainly not the worst movie I've seen this year. It's probably Joker still. And it's not even as bad as a lot of the reviews would lead you to believe. For me, it drops somewhere in the middle between The Night Before and whatever this year's Hallmark Christmas special is. It's nothing you're going to come out of the theater being wowed by. But, you know, off the back of this movie, I really hope to see Chris Evans keep playing asshole characters in the future, because I think post Captain America, those roles are his calling card.